That sounds great. That sounds great. Hey guys, this is Jeff of Fluent American, and again, we're talking about the use of sarcasm, which is a style of humor that's very common in the United States and in the UK. But basically, it's a way of saying one thing and actually meaning the opposite, usually in a way that lets the other person know that you're joking or not being serious. Now, a quick note that also can be seen as somewhat of a rude form of humor, depending on context. Not everyone likes it. I personally love it, but again, it's not quite for everybody. But let's talk a little bit how to do it. And one of the keys is really having an understanding of intonation. Now, we've talked about intonation before in other videos. So if you're not sure about rising and falling intonation, you definitely want to take a look at these. But just some quick basics. Rising intonation sounds like this. Rise, rise. And falling intonation sounds like this. Fall, fall. So again, rise, fall. And again, those videos talk about when do you use each of these in which situations and things like that. But why is this important for sarcasm? Well, one of the most common sarcasm patterns that you're going to see is a mixture of both of these. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. So for instance, let's take a look at this word. Right. Right. So what you're going to notice there is that it starts off with a rise and it falls like right, right. And these types of mixtures where you basically are combining intonation patterns together are going to be very common, because if you just use the fall like right, that's going to make it sound very serious. And if you use a rise, right, that's going to make it sound like a question, like you're seeking confirmation, like right, you agree, right? So by mixing these two together, it can be used to indicate sarcasm. Another thing, though, that is going to be helpful with this is you want to lengthen your vowel sounds. This is very common for sarcasm. It's like right, right. Some other things that you can do in terms of body language, like you can like shake your head, you can roll your eyes, things like that, that can just also let the person you're talking to understand that you're being sarcastic. Because again, if you're being sarcastic, you don't want to be confused for being serious. Hey, really quick guys, if you want some daily pronunciation practice and feedback, you really need to be in our Telegram group. Check out our Patreon page for more details. I'm going to read a sentence. The first time I'm going to read it normally, and then the second time reading it again with a little bit of sarcasm. That sounds great. That sounds great. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Mm-hmm. 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 And again, that's a way to kind of like show you. Normally, if you say like mm-hmm, that's like a way of showing agreement or that you understand something. But then by playing with that intonation, you can change the meaning again. Like mm-hmm. That means like you don't really believe what someone just said. I'm sure it's very exciting. I'm sure it's very exciting. How often do you use sarcasm? Be sure to let me know in the comments.